Hi, I'm Representative Al Baldessaro, and this is Who's Looking Out for You. I'm back with my great co-host, Jeanine from Merrimack, and
Yep,
I know the last show we talked about you running and stuff there.
Yep, and it hasn't changed because
It
that was
hasn't
5 minutes
changed.
ago.
Yeah, but let's go to another subject. I understand you're going out to California. You gonna run out there?
When I get to my sister's house, because she's the only one that lives in a safe enough neighborhood.
And what
well,
part of
that I know
California
of.
is this?
Southern California. But I'm
Okay.
flying into LA, and then I don't like Los Angeles, so
If you're going to San Diego, you got Balboa Park. I used to run that as a Marine,
really.
and that's
I'm
awesome to run
planning
that
on going to.
Balboa Park.
I'm going to California Adventure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
with my oldest friend. We've been friends since we were 10 years old, and we act like we're 10 when we get together again. And we sing, and her children try to pretend like they don't know us, but
So you're gonna
That's
come
what
back
girls
tanner
do.
than me then?
I don't know if that's possible, but
all
I
right,
can
well.
try. You know, on our last show, we had 3 gentlemen and you, and then me, and now you're the token
I know,
male,
now-
and we have 4 women. Yes.
I'm like a thorn between all these roses
There
over
you
here.
go.
You want to introduce our special guest we got today?
Sure. I'll start at the other end of the table, and that's my good friend Ann Copp. I've known her for a number of years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember whenever the tea parties were. I think
That's
I met
right,
you around
2007 with the New Hampshire
2007?
Reagan Network.
that time. Oh, okay.
remember
yeah.
that?
I do. And we have a mother-daughter duo who are both running for state rep.
What town is that there they're running in?
Is it Plainsfield?
Well, lots of towns, actually.
Oh, okay. Is it a
So mine
Virginia?
is Sullivan County District 1, which is Plainfield, Cornish, Grantham, and Springfield.
And mine's Sullivan County District 9, which is those 4 towns, plus Croydon and Sunapee and Newport and Unity.
So is one of you in a flotario?
That's me.
She's
So
Flotario.
I'm the float.
Virginia and Margaret.
Yes.
Margaret's the mom, Virginia's the daughter.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
for the record now, so anyone watching this here, this isn't sexual harassment, but mom and daughter, you look like sisters running for office here.
you very
Okay, so don't take that the wrong way, and next thing you know, I'm in the newspaper.
I know, well,
All the sows out of the
We've
gate.
been chatting
right,
online, and
yeah.
all this time I was talking to Virginia thinking it was the mom.
Well, I'm gonna start with mom,
All right.
okay?
Sure.
Why are you running for office?
Well, I'm running for office because I'm feeling overregulated. I can go down and testify about things, but really, at this point, it's nice to have a vote, and that's what I'm running for. I have been an EMT for 38 years, and I've just noticed in that area and a lot of other areas that we're being stifled in volunteerism in the state and in businesses.
Are you a conservative?
I am,
Are you a liberty conservative?
yes.
Okay, good. How about Virginia?
Yes.
Go ahead, tell us
And-
why
and
you're
tell us
running.
about the star, because
Oh,
I have
yep.
one of those too, and I believe Ann
Yes.
does as well.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
a
bestie.
newest graduate of the Vesteroi
Actually,
Excellence in
I
Public
am
Service
too.
Series.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, you too? What year?
Oh my gosh, a long time ago.
2008.
But I ran the
After
program.
you- after you explain
2008?
why
No,
you're
no, I was
running.
Team Bestie 08.
Yeah.
Then tell everyone what is Vesteroy.
All right. I'm running because I'm 19 and I'm Republican and a woman, and that needs to be represented in Concord. That is something that's very represented in this state. And if we want a young state, we got to start with a young legislature.
That's awesome.
All right, now you asked about
Yeah,
Vesteroy.
Vesteroy.
Okay, Vesteroy was a senator, a state senator, when Governor Gallen was the
She was
governor.
the Senate president.
Senate president. So when Governor Gallen died in office, she became the governor. So she was the actual first
You're
female
right.
governor, not
Not Shaheen.
Jean Shaheen.
Yep.
Jean Shaheen was the first elected, but Vesteroy had her beat as the first woman. Her portrait is at the foot of the stairs going up to the Senate gallery. So
Right.
if you visit the State House and you see this woman, that's who she is. And all of us are Vesteroy graduates. Vesteroy
right.
Excellence in Public Service.
Do you have to be a woman to graduate from Vesteroy?
Yes, we do discriminate. We don't
What
allow.
if I have female tendencies?
You know what?
Law.
With the new laws, who the? Can I? I'm not
Yeah,
saying a
we
bad
won't even
word.
go
You
there
have to
right
wear
now.
your
Best suit, Al.
I'll just shut up.
But anyways, our next guest you introduced, Ann Copp, I've known
Yes.
her for years also.
No, I think you were in Vesteroy
And-
before me.
Yes, 2006.
She was a state representative. She had to resign because she moved to Derry.
Derry.
Right. I'm Team Vesty 08, just so you know. And what year were you?
I'm still trying to think. It's been a while.
Were
Yeah.
you in her class?
No.
Okay. Were
no.
you in with Nancy
Regina
Elliott?
Birdsell was in my class.
Oh, I didn't
Yes.
know that. That's right, because
Regina's
she's on the
awesome,
board.
senator
Yes,
from
one of our
Derry.
favorites.
Yep.
Yep.
But anyways, in your case there, we served in the House together.
That's right.
You were one term.
Yep,
Now
freshman.
got married
And I'm getting married this coming
you
Saturday.
get married,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not
moved
married
to
yet.
you moved to Derry.
I'm a
You will be by
multitasker.
the time this airs.
That's right.
You'll be a bride.
Okay, so you moved to
Excellent.
Derry.
Yes.
You had to resign because you moved out of your
That's right.
district about a month ago.
That's
or so.
right. The honest candidate.
Right,
Yes.
you did the right thing, honesty.
Yep.
Okay, then you ran as a write-in
In the
to
primary.
get back in.
That's right.
Now, tell us what's happening, why you're running again.
Well, it's actually friendly competition, I guess you'd call it. Coming into Derry, there was a full slate of election Republicans there. And when I came into town as a write-in, it was like, oh no, you don't do that. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to ruffle feathers. So I ran, and we had some problems at the primary, one of them being a free speech issue with the town moderator and the town clerk and some of the officials defining what it means to have a sign and attend a sign at the primary. I had a nice booth. I had got permission from the Secretary of State to have it up. And it was raining the night before, like cats and dogs, you may remember. Well, the next day, the municipal folks came out of the school and told me the school was private property. And I said, excuse me, it's a public school and we pay tax dollars to the town. It's not private property. And then they said, well, you have to take your signs down. And one of the people running, who is a town clerk, was running. He was my direct opponent. He took my sign down. They came out and removed my signs, put them on the ground. And I said, hey, there was an issue of the RSA, which says attending your signs, which I was. They challenged me and said that I was breaking the rules, which I was not. I asked them to write me a ticket if I was violating the RSA, and the police officer said, no, let me go talk to the town officials, we'll square it away. He came out and said, as long as you attend your signs, you're fine. So as soon as the police officer left the campus, they came out again. I said, okay, equal application of the law. This Liberty candidate wants all the signs removed. If mine has to be removed, everyone's gets removed. That started a huge riff with other candidates running because they didn't want their signs to be down. But I'm representing free speech for all the candidates.
Right,
I don't care if you're a
yes.
Democrat, Republican, or a Libertarian, which I am one now. I took the test for the Libertarian. I said, hey, the Republicans in this town in particular, in Derry, not all towns, moved away from me and became more establishment Republicans. They're not really representing the interest of the people or the Constitution. They're representing themselves. So I challenged that, and I became a marauder, if you will. I became the outlaw candidate, Copp,
Right.
in Derry, which I'm not. I'm there for everyone.
Right, yeah,
I told them,
like that.
I told them I beg to differ. I would be the law and order candidate. Look at the RSA, look at the Constitution.
Right.
What are we doing here? So because of that, one of the Libertarian candidates invited me to be on the ballot. And before I could do that, I wanted to read more about what the Libertarian Party is about. And you know me from the Reagan Network. Ronald Reagan said, if you agree with us 80% of the time, you're with
Not
us.
my enemy.
In the House, I serve with several Libertarians who are Republicans, and they are with us 80% of the time. I don't agree with everything, but I agree with the majority that they are moving closer to liberty than the Republicans in Derry are.
Well-
we need a wash. We need voters to be informed and let them vet the candidates that are running and only vote for people that will truly represent you.
So I understand what you're saying, but I'm a real stickler for, because I really believe that the Libertarians pull votes from Republicans because
Right.
we are so close and it helps Democrats win.
Right.
So,
How do you feel about
and I know what I've gotten in arguments, which I think some people get mad at me. I'm not mad at them. I like people.
Yep.
I like my libertarian
Yep.
friends, but I really think if they want to sell the product, they need to be part of the Republican Party because we are a party that's all across the board. We don't agree on things. We vet each bill. We don't, and we just do what we can do. We're not a lockstep party like the other side.
Well, in general, that would be true for the State House, but we're talking about the town of Derry, and that's very different there. It's a very different legislative
Well, they
slate,
need to
if
have
you will.
London as
They,
part.
they really do.
Yeah.
They need to have Londonderry representatives go school them on what it's like to represent the
know,
citizenry
what's-
and the
I'm
Constitution.
friends with all the reps there.
Don't say left, that's okay, we didn't mean
no,
to go there.
but I want to clarify, when I say friends,
Yep.
we're personal friends.
Right.
But when it comes time to vote, many of them go off in another direction.
They
You
do,
got
and I
some
haven't
good-
used any
You
names.
got some good conservatives
Yep.
over there that do a great job.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But the other one, like right to work.
Yep.
I mean, I don't understand. That's a platform issue. It's a
Pro-life.
freedom issue.
Pro-life.
Libertarians
You
are not
know.
pro-life. It's
Free
it's a
Right,
speech.
platform.
pro-life, that's
no,
right.
that's the 20% that I don't 100% agree with everything. You won't get any Republican that
yeah.
100% agrees with either Ronald
How
Reagan or the
about
platform.
you two? I want to bring our new candidates
Yeah.
in and give them a chance to talk because I'm pro-life. Everybody knows I am. Are you?
Well, you see here?
Yes, we've got
I am
some
one of
looking
very
good.
few that even still wear it every day. You know, the
Excellent.
baby's feet.
I just want to say that my husband and I were co-founders of the first crisis pregnancy center in New England back in 1982.
Awesome.
God
And
bless
so we've
you.
been working in the
Awesome.
pro-life movement since 1980.
You
That's
know, my
awesome.
freshman year, I came to our committee. There was a resolution to commend the pregnancy crisis centers for the work that they've done. It wasn't really a pro-life bill. It was, because the centers are somewhere that girls in trouble can go.
That's right.
And it really, really ruffled the feathers of the other side. So the following year, they put in
I
a
remember that.
resolution to celebrate Roe versus Wade.
I remember that.
And it was really ugly because at the end of the day, when the bill came up, they got up and said their little speeches, so they got to speak. We didn't get to speak, our side, and then they tabled it.
You know, it's a shame up at the house here. There's only many people run in, they say they're pro-life. But when it comes time for the issues, there's only a few that co-sponsor this stuff. There's only a handful of us that go and speak on the issues. Now, can we count on you not only to just say I'm pro-life, but to go and speak and stand up
they don't want me
and
to speak
fight
anymore.
for
I'm
these
told.
issues?
I'm not too known. They don't want me to speak.
I've testified on almost every pro-life bill. If I couldn't get there, there was a big reason why I couldn't get
Right.
there, even including the ones that were last session.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's nice to be able to go and testify. As a citizen, that's really a great advantage to living in New Hampshire. You can go down and you talk to the reps and you can talk to the committees. But when it comes time to vote, all you have is influence. You don't have a vote.
We-
And I'd like to have a vote.
Since Al and I started up our show again, we taped years ago, and then we went on hiatus, and we're back. There's a couple things that are always the same on every show as this, and I always have a book on the table.
Right, I'm a copy,
And the book of this week is Gosnell, The Untold Story. So I have not seen the movie yet. Did
No,
you
I
say?
haven't
No,
seen
it was
it
the
yet.
last show.
Yeah.
The last
Just
show,
came out,
somebody
yeah.
somebody saw it, Dan McGuire. But I really want to see the movie. It looks pretty good, and I heard that it's not bloody and gross, but it more about the court case itself. And in the movie, you're not sure, I was told, whether he's guilty or not, but in the book, there's a lot more detail. So looking forward to reading this.
Well, I want to go to the sister, the daughter.
Daughter,
over
the
here,
sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good Freudian.
Virginia.
Where are you at on pro-life issues and other issues that pertain to choice or pro-choice?
No, I'm definitely pro-life. Of my friend group, that's the group that would do it, if you want to put it that way. And I am pro-life. I'm trying to get endorsed by New Hampshire Pro-Life, Right to Life, and
it's very hard to get an endorsement from them. I'm one
yeah.
of the few that got the
well,
endorsement.
my
and
mother did
Al.
last year,
Yeah.
and I'm on the waiting list, if you could put it that way. And it's something that's near and dear to my heart, especially since one of my friends is expecting now, and one of her choices was not to continue with it. And that broke my heart, that she had to actually face that, even though there is a possibility that it will be a healthy child. And it is a child.
Oh, yeah, I'm a statistic.
Yeah.
I just didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone till it was, because I knew what they would say to me, so.
Well, how about, Ian, I know, since you're libertarian, have your views changed at all?
No,
Are you still
not
the
bedrock.
same Ian
I'm still
Copp
the
that I knew
80-20 girl, you
and
know,
lived?
and everyone at the State House
Still the
knows.
80-20 girl,
and,
you know.
and it's funny because I asked the speaker, former speaker, to institute the woodshed and take some of my former party members to
remember
the
that.
woodshed.
You went- yeah, I remember
That's
you
right.
said
I
that.
stood up and
Yeah.
spoke because our votes are watered down. Everyone tells
Right.
us, all the citizenry says to us, you have control of the House, the Senate, Executive Council, and the governor's office, but you can't get out of your own
Right.
way. And a lot of the things that we hold dear in the platform did not get passed because we had people that were actually in towns like Derry that were really of the other party, Democrat, and signed up as a Republican and voted
Right.
like a Democrat.
Well, I'm a true believer, if we voted in the leadership that we had in the past,
Yep,
we're gonna get the same old.
you are.
You know what I mean?
Establishment.
So, yeah,
Yep.
establishment. So that's why I'm running for the speaker. But anyways, that's not
Yeah.
for another time. But anyways, let's get into taxation, since you're running tonight. Where are you, I mean, is there anything you're looking to do, or cut budgets, or you look at, what are you looking to do? Think about and let us know.
We've always been asked about education funding. I homeschooled all 9 of our kids.
Oh, nice.
And this is the-
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
I'm
the
the young-
youngest.
I'm
Yeah.
the trail.
I'm the youngest of
bless
6,
you.
so I have 6.
I had 7 kids. Well, I didn't.
That's a
have
good.
them.
That's a very good
I helped.
start. Yeah, good
With 3
start.
mothers.
Good
That
start,
qualifies
Al.
me for president.
But we just learned how a couple things from that. One, that one size doesn't fit all.
Right.
Even in
Absolutely.
9, just a data patch of 9 people. And also that we can school very cheaply and still get the job done well. And so I've been looking at the education funding debate. I went to the road show that's going around to talk about inequity in funding. And what I've found is that if you enable those who want to make a choice to do it, just give them a break. A lot of people can make it. We found that in our own town of Plainfield. We have a private school there, Kimball Union Academy. We've always given as a town a tax break to this private education institution for cafeterias and dormitories. And in return, not exactly in return, but they also give on their side a rebate or a break on scholarship money to Plainfield residents who would go there. So in some cases that enables people who couldn't afford it to make that jump. That saves our town $12,000 to $14,000 in tuition because we're sending town for Lebanon High School. We don't have our own high school.
Right.
Personally, as a family, 9 kids, 4 years of high school, each 36 years times 12,000. That's getting close to
Right.
$500,000 that I have saved my town in high school tuition while I paid all of the taxes that everybody
other
else
kids.
pays.
Right.
9 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, are you in college?
I am going to be an online student in January.
Okay. 9 kids, siblings, brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Are they all educated?
Majority, one's going on his doctorate for nursing. Melissa was
Masters in policy governance or policy.
Only about 2 have actually
Public
not
policy,
gone on to
yeah.
college.
Only 2 out of 9?
Yes.
So far.
Oh.
Yeah, so
what's
far.
The,
But I
what's the
mean
breakdown, girls, boys?
So it's 3
Curious.
girls, 6 boys. So it's 1 girl, 6 boys, then
I have 1 daughter, 1, and then I have 5 boys.
I have 4 sons and 3 daughters. Ann, how about you, Ann? What are you, if you get elected as a libertarian, I know what you're going to do as a
I'm
Republican.
a firebrand. I'm going to be elected to do the job that people sent me there to do, and no one's going to stand in my way. No municipality is
know
going to
that.
roll over me. I'm a sea urchin on the beach. I'm just going along happily by myself. If someone steps on me, they're going to feel it. So that's what happened in the primary. I
So-
hope in the general this gets put to rest, and I get to go to Concord again and finish my energy project. You may have heard about the energy project. I'm working on clean, renewable energy. We've been working on it for 3 years, a year before I became a state rep, and that is the Northumberland area. We've got a project going in up there. So they've already signed some documents. They're going through the SEC process. And it's all for the citizens and the ratepayers. People ask me from Merrimack County 1, where I came from, Danbury, Andover, and Salisbury.
You were my
Why?
in-laws.
Right. So why am I running and trying to do energy policy for the whole state when I only represent 3 little towns? I said ratepayers all across
We
New
all pay.
Hampshire. We all pay. And as a state representative in the House of Representatives, I represent everyone. So that policy and that energy project is moving forward. And my other pet peeve is taxes. I don't like that they take it from your right pocket and say the federal government's got money coming out of the other pocket when the left pocket's really your pocket. That federal dollar came from you. So I think that people need to have more and better representation and more knowledge about what's going on at the State House. I'm here to help them out.
Awesome.
You know what my favorite memory is of you? It was the Tea Party, I guess 2007, and you were dressed as a drunken sailor.
on the
And there were
steps.
smoke and
Oh.
mirrors. There was like, there was actually had mirrors and
That's right.
smoke. And
Yeah. Smoke and
because
mirrors
the
campaign.
Democrats were spending
Yeah,
money like
they
drunken
were.
sailors. And the drunken
No
and the
offense to
sailors were,
drunken sailors.
were offended.
Yeah, I had to tell them I wasn't offending them.
Yes.
I had a question here for Virginia here.
Yes.
Can you tell me what does improve and more readily available educational opportunities mean to you? What are you looking to do?
So in New Hampshire, we're pretty good on homeschooling laws, but it's a constant vigilance. Even last session, there was a bill to regulate homeschooling, and that's a constant vigilance, but also to explore other possibilities like vocationary schools and like other school choice and stuff.
Charter schools.
Charter schools. There's lots of opportunities. It's just there's a lot of regulations with them.
Right, I understand. And if you look, the same thing, if you look at moms here, And I like the idea that she's an EMT. Did you notice that? She said
Yes,
she
I was thinking,
Yeah.
Health and Human Services, that's, we could put her there.
Yeah, and one of the top issues here is tackle the
opioid
opioid
crisis.
crisis.
Yep.
So what does that mean to you?
We're gonna be doing
it's-
more shows on that.
It is up close and personal to me, all right? I carry Narcan. We've revived a number of patients, and so we're seeing it, and we're also seeing the changes that have happened in our demographics, how prevalent it is, how that opioid crisis reflects, affects all walks of life, and it also it has a kind of a ripple effect. It's not just the person who's addicted, it's the families and the extended families and the schools and the neighbors and the neighborhood and the police and EMS. And it just goes on and on and on. This is one of those things that when I was asked last year when I ran in a special election, what was something that you, even as a conservative Republican, would spend money on? And I said, the opioid crisis, just because it touches so many aspects of our lives. And in this case, kind of preventative medicine, paying up front, gets a lot of benefit down the road.
9 kids, you homeschooled, and you're an EMT. You're super mom.
Well, I haven't slept in a long time.
You haven't slept in a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
We
Nice,
drink a
yeah.
lot of coffee.
I
We
thought
really do.
I have
You-
7 granddaughters and 2 great-grandkids.
Do you have any grandsons?
No,
No? You don't have
we
any
got one
grandkids?
coming. My stepdaughter's pregnant, and we have a boy coming there. But God
All
bless
right, a
you.
little
But my,
boy.
like I said, it was easy for you. I just helped.
Yeah, yeah,
And I had 3 mothers.
I don't know if you remember my first term, 2011 and 12. We had Laura and Kyle Jones. That was a mother and son.
Yes.
And they sat right
Yes,
behind me in the
right.
house. Kyle was 18 when he was first elected. I remember he climbed a tree out front and got he got in trouble getting
Yeah.
down from there. And then we had Jess and Elizabeth Edwards, father and daughter.
That's right,
Although Jess is Republican.
We have Russ Ober and his wife Lynn.
Right.
that
But
are
you'd be I
registered.
think you might be the first mother and
In
daughter.
16 years, but
Yeah.
we'll probably be the first mother-daughter Republicans.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think
Nice.
the Democrat, there was 2 mother and daughter. What's her name? Colleen, the black lady there, and her mother was a state rep. I don't know if they were there both times.
Do you know if they were there at the same time? Because I know some others were, like the father was a state rep and then the daughter took
No,
over.
but the person who
later.
knows is Virginia Drew down at the.
She'll give you a
Oh,
list.
Virginia knows everything,
Yeah.
yes.
She's
Gosh,
a good friend of ours.
Everything.
Yeah.
I even, I got to go up all the way
Yeah,
up.
I know. I seen that. I was supposed to be there, but I took a priority. We had somewhere else to be at that day. I had another question. Was basically for Ann. Ann, I know you're big on transparency, and I'm reading your notes there that you're about the taxes and what
Right.
are you looking to do this time if you
Well,
get
as a
elected?
member of the Freedom Caucus last term, and we were in the House, the legislative folks hold the purse strings to the budget. And we thought that the budget we were given under Republican leadership was huge and bloated and fat and ridiculous and wasteful. So we kicked up a storm a bit. And the former speaker said that our amendments were non-germane. So the Freedom Caucus got together. We had a block of about 60 votes. We didn't vote for that budget, but we tried to get the business enterprise tax reduced. We got the business profits tax reduced, and we raised the issue of the UNH extension. The UNH $162 million to their budget when their tuition just went up. To me, in my book, that's triple dipping. I asked the former speaker who was on the board to give us an accounting of the money we gave them last term, and I never got it. It never came. It never will. Now, one thing I want to tell the voters is that the Live Free or Die Alliance has the Citizens Count website, lfda.org, and you can put in candidate / my name, Ann-Copp, and you can put in anyone else's name running. Whether you're a Libertarian, Democrat, Republican, you're up there. If you've given them your information and they've gleaned your information from public records, it's a great place for voters to go get educated on the issues, because I represent that 80-20 conservative. They may not want that. They may want someone who's a little bit more moderate. That's fine. They can find that person there. I think I gave you the website correctly. Did you get that?
LFDA.org.
Yeah, we'll make sure
Yep.
it's up. Give it to them after we're done here.
Well, I don't know. Do we have time? You have to podcast, and I wanted to get on that.
The Run Like a Girl podcast.
Yeah, run like a girl.
We
I
got-
run like a girl.
It
I
was
throw
a lot
like a
of
girl,
fun.
too.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
You
great.
know, there was, I don't know where you stood on the budget, but I voted for the budget. And the reason why, and I was on the fence on it. And the reason why, when I took a good look at it, I seen we had almost $90 million in court settlement costs. I seen we had about 27 or 37 million, I don't remember what it was, in pay raises throughout the state. So I'm looking at a bloated budget that went up 127 to 30, 137, $127 million more spending. That was because of that court case. If we didn't settle that court case, it would have cost us a lot more in the long run. So that's the way I looked at that budget, why I supported it. Because out of 6 terms, I've only voted for 3 budgets. You know, I voted
Yeah.
against 3 budgets. So that was my reasons why. And I even try to tell the Freedom
Freedom
Caucus,
Caucus.
look at these numbers here, what's there? It's out of our control,
You're
we
a
have no
veteran
choice.
legislator, Al, and you know things I don't know. And as a
Right.
freshman legislator, you have that fraction of the budget you agreed
Right.
to. I grabbed on like a bulldog on a pork chop to the part of the budget I understood,
Right.
and that was
The way
UNH
she
getting the $162 million. You've heard about the granite wall
Oh,
going
yeah.
over there, the jumbotron.
Right.
These are taxpayer dollars.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is not money to be squandered, and that's what I feel about the people running in the State House.
Yeah.
They need to be more
Oh, I agree.
accountable to the people, and that's where liberty on my sign, you might see my sign in Derry, it's pink, it says Copp, and has a rider on it, it says liberty. I'm trying to explain to folks what happened to me in the primary and why I feel so strongly about liberty of the citizens. I
Right.
don't care where the lines of the parties blur or go over each other. I'm for the citizens of Derry for now, and that's where I'm running.
Yeah, now where's the 2 sisters at on Second Amendment?
I just want to say I am the mother of a Marine sniper
Hoorah!
You're
I
in.
knew I love this lady.
and another Marine, too.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
Marines.
Five,
Oh.
Mama. All right. Okay.
Star
and
Mom
So
times
I'm
2.
sure the
Yeah.
apple don't fall too far from the tree. I'm sure
No.
there was Second Amendment there.
No,
I know you had a couple other questions you wanted to beat them up on. What was it?
Well, how do
No.
we watch your podcasts? Yeah.
You listen to it?
Tech person, go ahead.
You can run. I think it's runlikeagirl.org, or you can do their Facebook page, which is Run Like a Girl Podcasts.
And we were on the September
Episode 5.
September
Mm-hmm.
20th. It was when it was broadcast.
And how long are they?
So it was about 30 minutes, but we were there for about 10 minutes.
All right, we got about 1:17. I'm going to go real quick on each one of you. I want you to look out these cameras here and tell them why they should vote for you and how to get in touch with you real quick.
Okay. So, Margaret Drye, running in Sullivan County District 9. I believe that the job of a representative in New Hampshire is to represent their local community. And the way you do that is by knowing your local community. And I know my local community. I've been in and out of most of the houses in my town and neighboring towns, helping my neighbors. I have involved in numerous town committees. I've been a 4-H leader for 25 years. I've been involved in my community.
Okay, we have to move on. And we'll put your number up on there. Go ahead.
I'm Virginia Drye. I'm running for Sullivan County District 1, and I believe that decisions for today affect more than today, and that we need to have a younger legislature in the State House.
And
They can get hold of
Ann
you.
Copp from Derry, the Liberty candidate, and the Constitution is very important to me, and I will defend it for you in the State House. I also have a website, www.lfda.org/candidate/Ann-Copp, and you can put any candidate's name in there you'd like. I'd like to really earn your vote on November 6th, and thank you very much for your votes in the primary.
well, we want to thank you for being on the show here. And once again, a great show with 3 great candidates. And
This was our first show where you were the only male.
I know that. Yes, I didn't get beat up either. But
No.
anyways, this is Who's Looking Out for You, and we'll see you next time.